What's a random fact you're just waiting to bust out? In the towns of Barle Nassau and Ellen-Barle-Hertogbe you can find Dutch enclaves inside Belgian enclaves inside a Dutch village. The map looks really wild. In these two towns the border even goes through the middle of the houses and shops. For this case they created the front door rule, meaning your house belongs to the country your front door is in. In the cases where the border runs right through the front door, the property owners can choose which country they belong to. Gaylord Perry was one of the best baseball pitchers ever and is in the Hall of Fame but was a horrible hitter. His manager Alvin Dark joked to a reporter a man will land on the moon before Gaylord hits a home run. On July 20, 1969 Gaylord hit the first home run of his career. That same day, Apollo 11 and Neil Armstrong touched down on the moon. Any emission from a cow has to go into a cow. Nothing materializes by magic. Grass left to decay releases the same amount of methane as if passed through a cow. Grass grows readily, and is solar-powered. Beef, in its natural habitat, is climate neutral and possibly the best nutrition we have. Cows are magic. If the Earth is a grain of sand, the Sun is a golf ball for relative size. The grain of sand Earth is 4 meters away from the golf ball Sun. The next nearest star from the golf ball Sun is 750 miles away. Gives you an idea of the scale of the universe. Earth's magnetic field is weakened along with the industrialization. Solar particles go deeper and causes an increase in heat. Clouds is the biggest hothouse gas. The Sun is nearing a maximum hedging cycle. Neither are really accounted for in models. Honey never spoils. Archaeologists have found pots of honey in ancient Egyptian tombs that are over 3,000 years old and still perfectly edible. So, the next time you're enjoying honey on your toast, you might just be savoring a taste of history. Axolotls are actually a species of salamander stuck in a juvenile form due to a lack of thyroid-stimulating hormone. Their bodies don't produce it, but if given it as a drug or the precursors in a food source they'll grow up into salamanders. Goats' eyes swivel when they bend down to eat grass so they can keep looking for predators. Goats also have the biggest milk production to body weight ratio of any farm animal. I am not a goat farmer and I'm not sure why I know this. Ancient Egyptians didn't call themselves Egyptian, that's a later name. They called themselves Kemet, which in their tongue means black land. Black was seen as a good color in Egypt because it represents the Nile's fertile soil. The more extraordinary an event is the laws likely someone is to talk about. Everyone thinks it would be so cool to meet an alien or see a UFO up close, but if it ever did happen you'd probably just keep it to yourself. That when people say cemented is inaccurate. They should be saying concrete, which consists of an aggregate, and cement, which binds the aggregate to form concrete. Cement by itself has no structural integrity. The Kansas City Royals could have substantially changed NFL history if they'd signed 2 of their high school draft picks in 1979, future Hall of Famers John Elway and Dan Marino. Vincenzo Santorini, the Italian Sicilian character from Atlantis Disney, just randomly makes a joke about the Messina Bridge, and I just realized it a few days ago after years. Which states in the US is the eastern, western, northern and southernmost? Hawaii is the southernmost. Alaska is the answer for the 3 other directions. If you lived since the time of the Romans and received $100,000 a day, every day, and never spent a cent, Elon Musk would still have more money than you. That when King Tut was buried the pyramids were already 2,000 years old, and when Cleopatra the last pharaoh died King Tut had been dead for 1,000 years. Chevy Chase played drums in a band called Leather Canary with Donald Fagen and Walter Becker, who would later form a band called Steely Dan. Not just how ancient, but how long it existed. There are not many cultures that can claim continuous existence for close to 5,000 years. The voice actor for Zofia Bozek from Rainbow Six Siege, Carolina Bartzak, played Magneto's wife in X-Men Apocalypse. 9 out of 10 times when you sleep with any ops mom, it's disappointing. But that 1 out of 10 is pure magic. The guy who plays Cam in Modern Family is close friends with none other than Brock Lesnar. There are more molecules in 1 inch 2 of water than stars in the observable universe. Magnolia trees are so old they evolved before bees and are pollinated by beetles. Cecil Chubb of Chubblocks bought Stonehenge as a wedding present for his wife. Dogs prefer to empty themselves on a north-south axis, but never east-west. Vikings would give kittens to newlywed couples as a part of the household. The phrase "eats like a bird" is actually a misnomer, as birds eat a lot. Most random facts are in fact not random, nor is them being buzzed out. The closest US state to Africa, by a considerable margin, is Main. Curium is the only chemical element named after two different people that some people don't that they are talking about sometimes. Every 8 years your probability of dying in a given year doubles. Galileo Galilei could have taught at Harvard University. More stars in the universe than grains of sand on Earth. Magnetic north wanders at a speed of 11 kilometers per year.